at where that makes a cost-effective investment. So you have to first understand what's causing delay in detail to look at, if I make this investment, what can I expect to return out of it? Do I gain 5 seconds in a half an hour, or do I gain 5 minutes in a half an hour? And it's that kind of scale that we're talking about.
Would you use it all the time, or just on the 26% of the time that the buses are?
There are different theories about that. I am a proponent of using transit signal priority in what's called a passive sense, which means that it's always there and you build the schedules, you adjust the schedules accordingly, as opposed to the complication of having to calculate whether the bus is running ahead or behind schedule and then telling the controller and have it react at any given time. I'm much more of a proponent of being able to keep it optimal at all times and building the schedules according to the amount of optimization you can get out of the corridor. I will say that there are differing opinions on that in the industry, although I like to think mine is probably the majority, but that is the reigning opinion. Smart cards. I think that there needs to be a lot of introspection before the system looks at going to any kind of system that requires individuals to have bank accounts or to put large sums of money into something that is no longer liquid. One of the lessons learned in putting smart cards into Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles, to name 3 that I'm familiar with, is that people of lower income, the market penetration, if you will, of the smart card, the number of people who actually have them and carry them, I should mention WMATA as well, Washington, D.C., is quite low. And the reason it's quite low is most of these programs are designed to say, if you recharge your card with $50, then we'll give you a 10% discount. Or you can have this card and you can get it automatically recharged, but you have to have a bank account that we can access automatically, or you have to have a credit card to establish this kind of an account. And what has been found fairly unfortunately is that the very people that could benefit the most are the most hesitant to do that because they simply don't have the resources to dedicate to putting any amount of money into a smart card. I always characterize this as many of the folks that ride systems as low-income riders are often looking in the couch cushions every day for their bus fare. So it's not something where I'm uncertain what tomorrow is going to bring. I'm literally living from hand to mouth. So my choice is I put $10 into my smart card and I can't buy milk for the kids. So they tend to want to be much more liquid, so their priority decision making is literally day to day. And so the market penetration of higher end fare collection is fairly low among low income people. Is that a reason not to do it? No, but it's a reason to really step back and look at what the benefits are for the system, knowing that that's been the experience in many cities now.
David's got a question. I think it'd be the final question.
Thank you. Could you provide us with a list of publications or case studies that have been performed of cities similar to Oklahoma City that we could read over the next month, so we'll just be better prepared, and maybe not right now, but if you could put together a list of...
Can you say a little bit more about what your interest is, specifically what you're interested in?
Yeah, especially looking at studies that have been performed of other cities, and hopefully some success stories where the studies were able to demonstrate an increase in ridership as a result of recommendations that were put into place. Sure. And even some I guess some negative case studies to where a lot of money and effort was put into trying to improve the transit system, and we didn't see any improvements. And I equate improvements to increase in ridership. Maybe there's other criteria that we need to look at, but I will say this: I like the idea. I mean, I fantasize about having a bus come close to my house out on 104th and South May and just get to ride to work, reading the paper and drinking coffee and not be concerned with the traffic myself. That is appealing to me. We currently don't have a system in place that would provide me with the consistency of times and other issues. So if we could improve it, I'd like to see it, but I would like to be better read in regards to situations where cities have taken an active, proactive approach to trying to improve their system and the results of that. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Can I ask one final question? It's very important. Thank you. Thanks for your permission. Right. Okay. Can you talk about, I mean, we've talked for how long, I mean,
It sounds like a
we've talked about, for this length of time, and have not, and we've talked about the bus system in a vacuum without mentioning the streetcar, which is a major investment that obviously a lot of planning is going into. And I guess I would ask, can you talk about how the two might, excuse, Pat,
You're a little bit off target. We're talking about a bus station today, not a streetcar. That's a conversation.
this is one of the most underfunded, worst transit systems in America, and that we would cut discussion short is incredible.
I'm going to cut this
That we would
We've had these
not.
people up here for over an hour now.
My God.
And we've had several speeches being made from the horseshoe rather than questions asked. We could have saved a lot of time if we just only asked questions. We are cutting it in right now.
How would high-frequency downtown
Thank you very
transit
much. We
corridors?
appreciate your efforts being here today.
Unbelievable.
Thank you very much. We have representatives of the COPTA board. Is there any comments you all would like to make? Is there anybody from the audience who would like to address the council on any particular matter? Seeing none, we